What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I've been spending a lot of time with this fragrance that we're going to talk about today, and I just want to give a quick shout out to my coworker. He let me borrow this fragrance. He said, bro, take your time. He said, don't worry about it, man. You know, and I've taken my time, guys. It's been about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and this is a fragrance that is really, at first glance, it's, you know, first sniff, you see it seems like it's very simple, but the way the notes are blended in this fragrance, it makes it really complicated. And the fragrance that I'm going to be talking about today is Gucci Pour Homme II. This is a discontinued fragrance from the house of Gucci. It was released in 2007, and we'll go over the notes, guys, as I try to describe what this thing smells like. The top is the easiest to describe, in my opinion, and when you first spray this on, at least what I got and get, is a almost refreshing green, very bright and airy citrus note. It says bergamot and violet leaf, guys. I can instantly tell it's violet leaf, but I'm not too sure about the bergamot, guys. It really is just a combination or culmination of citruses, and it's really stunning. It's really fantastic, really refreshing. I feel like with that violet and the citruses from, assuming the bergamot, guys, it's really nice. And it's an opening that reminds me of warmer weather, and it's just got this refreshing green note. It's just, guys, it's awesome. And by the way, I have the dry down here on my hand. Unfortunately, the top note doesn't really last that long. I want to say maybe 5-6 minutes max. And then it moves into the mid. Okay, and this is where things start getting interesting, and because in my opinion this fragrance is very well made, it is very well blended to the point where it's difficult. It's really difficult to pick out notes, and I struggled with this part because I'm not used to tea fragrances at all. In fact, I'm not even a tea drinker, so I was really unsure of what tea smelled like. Now, obviously, I've had, you know, Lipton green teas, and I've, you know, brewed my own tea before, but not enough to where I really know what a tea note smells like. So I did some research. I went to the store. I put my nose on some actual tea. Guys, I know it sounds funny, but I busted open bags of Lipton and just started sniffing the bags, guys. You know what? It is what it is. And so I've smelled black tea, Earl Grey tea, green tea, different flavored teas that you can find at the store, like blueberry and this and that, the other. And it says black tea in the notes, right? I get a green tea. This fragrance is really green. It's got a green touch to it. And in the mid, you can really get that. You really get this green tea note. It almost reminds me of like when you're steeping green tea in some hot water. You pour the boiling water in the mug, and then you start steeping the tea, your green tea bag, and the aroma from that cup, what you're smelling. That's kind of, as you're tasting the tea and as you're smelling the steam coming off of the hot mug. That's kind of what this reminds me of, guys. It's really nice. It is very light and subtle. There also is some cinnamon and some pimento. I don't get a lot of cinnamon, and I don't mean that as like I don't really get a cinnamon note. I do, however, get some warming spices, and I assume that is coming from the cinnamon. The problem I have with the mid is the pimento. The pimento is it's like a chili, right? And so it adds even more spice to it. But the chili kind of came off as cumin to me. and I'm not too sure, guys. I could be the only one that's getting this, but it really comes off as like a body odor cumin to me. It doesn't happen all the time. It's happened to me roughly 3 to 4-ish times out of, I don't know, the multiples of times that I've worn this fragrance. And every time I catch a whiff of that, I'm like, man, what is that? What could be causing that? And I believe it's the pimento. It's got to be the pimento, guys. There's nothing else in this fragrance where I feel like it could come off as a body odor, almost cumin-like smell, very spicy. So it's the pimento. That's my only gripe really with this, is the pimento. Luckily it comes and goes. So it doesn't stay that long, guys, and it kind of fades away. As we get into the base, though, you're gonna have tobacco, myrrh, musk, and olive tree. And I don't get tobacco at all. I really don't. However, I do get a myrrh and I do get musk. I don't get olive tree though either, guys. I don't know what olive tree smells like. I just don't. All right. But I do get a lot of myrrh and musk, and it is so balsamic and just clean. It's a balsamic clean musk with that green tea note that I had explained earlier with the warming spice of cinnamon. And it's just a pleasant fragrance. This is very pleasant. And I've heard people say that this is a very calming fragrance for them. This is kind of like a chill, lax day fragrance. I believe David said that this is a very, it's a guilty pleasure fragrance of his. And I could see that, guys. I could see how this is very relaxing. You know, you either wake up in the morning, you brew yourself a cup of tea, and you're sitting there and you're just relaxing. You're getting ready for the day, for work, whatever it is. That is your time of peace while you're enjoying maybe your favorite beverage like tea. So I see that. I see that. To me, it's just pleasant. It's not really calming for me, guys. But I understand when people say that it's very calming for them. I understand, because it's just a very pleasant fragrance. It's just, there's nothing offensive about it. It's green, clean, a tad bit herbal with, like I said, with the tea, a little warm with the cinnamon, a tad bit spicy with the pimento, and then you get like a nice clean musk with the balsamic myrrh. And it's nice, guys. It is nice. This is definitely masculine. I know I told you guys that I said that it leaned unisex when I did my first impressions. I feel like this is, you know, it almost goes unisex, but with the warming spice, with the almost fresh, clean smell, and with that balsamic myrrh and musk, this really is masculine fragrance, guys, in my opinion. It is very versatile. This could be worn anytime, anywhere, any place, any type of event. It doesn't matter what you're dressed in. You could pull this off. It's really office safe. And let's talk about the projection longevity. So I thought that this fragrance, Gucci Pour Homme II, I thought that it wasn't a very good projector. And it's not. It's not, guys. For the first hour, you're going to get moderate projection, but after about an hour and 30 minutes, it gets really close to the skin. It's not a skin scent until it gets to about that 4th hour, but it's very close to the skin. This is a very close to the skin, not loud at all fragrance. Longevity, on the other hand, I also thought that it kind of sucked. And I wore this to work one day, and I was working with my coworker. He was helping me with this compressor on this 80-pack Thomas that we're struggling with. We're trying to get some bolts because it was loose, and it was shaking so bad that it actually shredded the AC belt. And so we're trying to put the bolts in. So he was working with me. And later on that night, he had commented on one of my videos. He said, man, I could really smell that on you. And I just forgot to say anything. And so that got me thinking, wow, he could smell me. And I had applied Gucci Pour Homme II on my skin early on in the morning. I'm talking like 9 o'clock in the morning. And at the time when we were working together, it was around 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, because he goes home early because he comes to work an hour early before I do. And I was like, man, he could really smell it on me? That's pretty great, guys. That's more than 10 hours right there. So, you know, projection, I want to say 10 hours, guys. I want to say 10 hours. If he could smell it on me at that time with only, you know, I was only doing 2 sprays on the neck, 2 sprays on the arm, and 2 sprays underneath the shirt. So that's 2, 4, 6 sprays, guys. 10 hours for a versatile, fresh tea base fragrance. I think that's really great. I think it is. And so overall, I think this is a great fragrance. It smells really good. It smells really clean and just green and slightly herbal. And like I mentioned before, it's a very safe fragrance. It doesn't surprise me because it is a designer, but I will say it is the quality aspect, it's there. You can tell the quality is really great, and the blend on here is amazing, to the point where, like I was saying, you cannot pick out the notes. So let's talk about the price. Back in the day, when this was retailing at full retail, this could be had for roughly $80 USD. And I think around 2016, 2017 is when Gucci Pour Homme II really started to become rare. You know, you couldn't really find it. If you could, it was on gray market, and it was going for, you know, $250, $300, $400. Now, guys, $450, $500 USD. Do I think it's worth that asking price? No, I don't. And the only reason why I say that is because I feel like this isn't as interesting or unique to warrant that price, especially back in the day when you could get it for $80. Now, this is the caveat. If you have emotional ties to this fragrance, if this fragrance is a sentimental fragrance to you, let's just say your dad gave it to you, or maybe your grandpa used to wear this, and this scent reminds you of better days or memories, then you can't put a price on that. And in my eyes, then it is worth that price. If you know, that is what if that's what you think. Okay. My coworker didn't originally want to sell this to me, but he's thinking about it now. So I am talking with him about a price, and I might pick this up. If I do, I will be giving away a 5 ml decant of this, just because I would love it for anybody who's never smelled this fragrance before, just to experience it, because it is so hard to find. But yeah, guys, that is my full review on Gucci Pour Homme II. And I just want to give another shout out to my coworker. Thank you so much. I don't think I'd ever be able to get my nose on this fragrance if it wasn't for you. And I really appreciate you, man. For everybody, thank you so much for watching the channel Loc'd. I'm your host, Dr.Goo. I hope you enjoyed this review. And I hope you guys take care, and please stay safe out there. And remember, you can do anything that you put your mind to. Believe that. I'll catch you guys in another video. Thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace.